Blessings upon blessings, everyone. Come on in and do share. Come on in and do share. Invite whoever you will that may need prayer tonight as I touch in the places that God has had me to focus in on today. So that if you find yourself in this space that I'm speaking of or praying about, that you will be able to connect to the message. Blessings, blessings. Blessings, Destiny. We are on day 99 of 100. Tomorrow will be day 100. Please be ready to show up with us, to be present with us on this night where I'm going to do the same thing and just pray and flow, but I will definitely have the announcements for what's to come, what insight I've been given during this time. Tonight, night 99. Come on in, come on in. Come on in. Today I am live on the Love Walk Outreach Global pages on YouTube and Facebook, and also the Inspirational Treasure page on Facebook. Welcome to all of you who are here now and those who will show up as prayer happens. Go ahead and get in position to be able to take these deep breaths. Come in with your heart and your mind ready to receive, to be present, because you are known. You are known by God. You are known by God. You are known. You are known. So it may just be the night where what you need to hear will be spoken. So Ramandias. So Ramandias. Blessings, blessings. Blessings overflowing. Blessings overflow. Come on, let's take that first deep breath in. Are you breathing in love? Are you breathing in light? Are you breathing in peace? And are you breathing out any and everything that may be trying to talk you out of what God has in store for you? Blessings, Jayana. Are you breathing in love? Are you breathing in peace? Are you breathing in everything that is meant to help settle you? Let's take that next deep breath in. As you do, please take in all of the strength that you need in this moment. I want you to set your intention. In other words, I want you to put your faith on that which you are hoping for, that which you are imagining. Put your faith, put your faith in the things that you can't understand right now. Doesn't make sense how it's going to come to pass. Doesn't make sense how it's going to show up. Doesn't make sense based on what you see right now. Put your heart there. Put your hope there. Put your imagination there. Set your faith to see beyond what you can see. Get settled. Get centered within. Get settled. Get centered. Take that deep breath in. What are you breathing out? What are you breathing out? When we take this third deep breath in, remember to hold it, to be reminded of this breath that you are breathing, to be grateful for this breath that you are breathing. With every breath, there's a new opportunity. a new opportunity to see life through a different set of eyes. Let's take that deep breath in. I hope that you have your intention in your heart, focusing on that which you want to see be made manifest and not what you don't tonight. I know that it is not so easy to see the final outcome from here because you're trying to figure out what it is. You're trying to see every single step along this staircase. But this staircase right here is a winding one. That means that we're starting at the bottom and walking up. And I don't know if you've ever seen a picture or a movie or if you've done it yourself, but if you're going up a long staircase, you kind of start peeping around corners to see whether you can see what's coming next or coming on the other side. But this one, you must walk out step by step without being anxious to know. Because we make the plans, but the steps are ordered because we are all a part of one great big whole. And believe it or not, and whether you want to be able to accept it or not, we are here one to another. We are the manifestation for each other in this earth. This earthen realm is literally just a speck of the things that God is doing or has done in all creation and all of its expression. But we work based on the system that he created. There's a system of seasons and a time that even repeats itself. Every generation, there's something you can find from the last generation. We build off of what is. So you feel overwhelmed and you're trying to know the whole plan. But the reality is that because we all have free will and we are constantly making decisions and we're constantly changing our minds and changing our thought processes and we're constantly maturing, but yet God allows us to do these things at our own pace. Life is not going to be something that you can figure out from day to day. But what is your hope? Where is it? What is it in? So I've discovered something, and this is not my first time getting the insight. But when I go through the different stages, highs and lows, when I go through the insights, sometimes what I carry, of course, doesn't belong to me. I'm an empathic person, an empath by nature. I feel. My extremes may not make sense to other people, but it makes perfect sense to the great I am. For my assignment is to relate, to see perspective, to give wisdom as he pours it out, to say what he's saying, to go where he says go. Because God is concerned about each and every one of us. God is living this experience through each and every one of us. And so we get a selfish way of thinking sometimes, and we assume that this thing is just about us and our outcome. If that were the case, I don't think that the scriptures would encourage us so much so to build other people and to lift others higher than we lift ourselves, because we're supposed to do it for each other. There's never a time where I should be pouring and not be poured back into. There's never a time that you should be giving of your gifting and not being poured back into as well. I think sometimes it just all gets overshadowed with the demands that we allow to be placed on our backs and in our minds and on our hearts. And we're trying to juggle everything when it comes to ourselves, when actually it's way too much to juggle when it comes to us. When we go within ourselves, we begin to see that we are complex creatures, and we have different areas and different places where we fit and places where we don't, and things we are still discovering. That's why God allows for others to come into our world and to plant seed or to water seed that has already been planted along the way. We are not separate, we are one. And we just so happen to be unique expressions in this great allness. And so when we start to understand that, then we build ourselves from the inside. It has to begin to ooze out to be that which another person needs the answer to be to their prayer. We are the answer to the prayers of another. We are the solution because we are love incarnate. Love walks among us, as us, and for us. God is everything. God is everywhere, the same yesterday, today, and forevermore, because he is yesterday, today, and forevermore. There's so much more to it than what we would like to think, but we spend so much time thinking about self and self alone because somebody in their place of feeling underappreciated, feeling miserable, feeling as if they are not understood, feeling misplaced, feeling like the black sheep, all these different things that we feel as a unique expression. And then we start talking to people and teaching people based on the perspective of being selfish as opposed to being selfless. Should we do self-care? Absolutely. Should we get educated in the area where we are gifted? Absolutely. Should we put our artwork and our music and our artistic abilities out there for people to use? Absolutely. Because we are here again one to another. And as you sow, you shall also reap. But when you get in your place, and that place could have a million different parts, but it's yours. Because all of it is genuine. All of it is authentic. There is no sorrow that comes along with the blessing of the Lord. The only sorrows we have is the ones that we pick up ourselves. The weight of what I've been feeling, and I begin just sorting through it all. I'm like, God, but I am feeling like this about this situation, and I am feeling like this about this situation. And then, of course, I look at whether or not I'm in a place of being tempted or not to bow or to fall from grace or to take the bait of resentment. Sorting through all the emotions today, I went through so many emotions. It was like a big ball of emotions sitting in the middle of my chest, and I had to get out the house and just ride a while and again release anything that I may have been holding as prayer has been going on for these now 99 days. I tried to make sure I detox them and give them to God, because they're not mine to hold. Well, they're not mine to have, they're mine to help bear. And once that time is, then I release it. So I just had to keep processing. And so there's a few things that I felt today that God allowed me to recognize, so that I could cover them tonight for those of you who may be feeling that, who may be going through emotions. Blessings, Martina. Who may be going through those emotions. So there are a few things. If you are feeling underappreciated, if you are feeling misunderstood, if you are feeling disappointed, if you are feeling dishonored, if you are feeling confused, if you are feeling rage, and rage is a heavy one. It's a heavy one. It's a heavy one. And that's that. It literally, it's like the middle of this big ball. Rage is at the center of it for some of you. If you are feeling hopeless, that's 7 things right there. I don't know if I can remember all of them, because I'm speaking these as God has given it to me, and as He showed me some of those earlier, and a couple of them He just gave me just now. So I know hopelessness, rage, underappreciated, misunderstood, dishonored or not honored, And there are two more. So wherever you find yourself, I want you to hold that. You can't pretend like it's not there. But you're here because God wants you to know that you are heard, you are seen. Just breathe. For some of you, you feel like everything around you just can't seem to fall into place. It won't. The things won't click. The things won't click. I told y'all he's been showing me, and the past few years, the fours has showed up for me a lot. I've read about them and did my best to kind of see where I was. Okay, what's the message? And it continues to come back. And over this past few months, it's been like almost like flashing signs in my face. I was talking to a young lady at Walmart earlier today, and I looked over at like these boxes, big boxes, held like camping equipment or something. And it was like 5 of them, and it all said 44 inches or 44 feet or something, like 44 inches, something like that, 44 feet, whatever. And me and the young lady was just dialoguing, and I was giving her what God was giving me to give her, and looked over to see him. And before I could say, and I told her, I said, I don't know how you feel about such and such, but this is how God talks to me. He talks to me with numbers, with colors, with the stones and jewels and crystals and any other things that he's created. Just helping me to see them clearly, and to know what I'm looking at when I'm looking at it, and all those different things, just different things that he's doing in me. And I was mentioning the 44s, and she said, well, could it mean that everything is just coming together for you? And I stopped and I put my hand on my hip and I said, girl, you better talk, girl. And she smiled a bit, confirming the things that I was talking to her about at the time. But her just saying that one little piece reminded me that God will send your answer whenever you need your answer. Whatever you are feeling tonight, even when it feels like everything is crumbling, everything is actually coming together. And again, you just got to choose what your response is going to be to this adversarial situation you got going on, these conversations, inner conversations. When you're still asking the questions, God, what is it? Like what's happening? It is all coming together. And I only say coming in future tense for the sake of your understanding, because the reality is that it is already here. It already is. And the coming is the fact that you have to come into agreement with it in order for it to be made manifest, because God does not force anything on us. Everything comes through faith. Even the overwhelm and the tough times and the negative things, you put your faith in that, and we're going to keep seeing it over and over. It's coming together. It's all coming together. I think that sometimes when people hear us talk, spiritual leaders and teachers and counselors, they assume that we're saying that you won't ever feel anything. Well, those feelings, those things that we keep answering to, those are the things that we are supposed to learn how to take control over. And so you are going to feel. You are going to feel like you can't do it sometimes. You are going to feel like you are inadequate sometimes. You are going to feel, you are going to hear the negative chatter. You are going to hear the programming from the past. You are going to hear, you're going to see things that look totally opposite of what you have put before your face. And you're going to think that you don't have the same power, or you can't call anything into existence, or you can't get your prayers answered. You're going to have all type of thoughts and feelings and emotions. Those are the things that we are supposed to overcome, so that we can sit in the place of God. I absolutely know that I know that I know that what you said and what you've shown me, it is so. That what you put in me, the way that you have led me to go, it is sure. And despite what it looks like, despite what storms come, despite what waves hit, I shall not be moved. Having the mind of Christ, or pursuing the mind of Christ, again, is understanding that love is your governing force. So have that as your foundation. It's unconditional. It allows. It accepts. It bears. It allows you to understand that your life is meant to be lived and you are meant to grow. It's a process. Everything about life are stages and processes. So you are going to make it through this one the same way you've made it through the other ones. You use the support you have along the way. You stay grateful for the support you have along the way, even if it doesn't look the way you think it should. There's always a purpose. There was a song back in the day that says, I'll go if I have to go by myself. Yeah. I'll go if I have to go by myself. Oh, if my mother don't go, if my father don't go, if my sister, if my brother don't go, I'll go if I have to go by myself. And it was one of those songs that they used to sing to say, God, whatever you say for me to do, however I'm led to go, whatever I'm led to say, however I'm led to do something, even if it goes against the world's way or the system. And again, this has nothing to do, and I'm sorry to break your theology, but it has nothing to do with religious conversations. This has everything to do with understanding that the system that you are to be governed by is not the same system that somebody else may choose. If you choose love as your foundation, or the Christ mind, or let this mind be in you that was also in Christ Jesus, if you profess to be a follower, then you set up and you say, listen, this is what it is that I choose to do. I'm going to go forward, even if it doesn't make sense to other people. The temptation to become cold-hearted in the face of those emotions that you're talking about, in the face of that disappointment, in the face of feeling inadequate, in the face of feeling resentful, in the face of feeling rage from the past things, unforgiveness, all of these different things. What it is that you're dealing with is opposition that's supposed to stop you from getting over this and losing all the things you did to build yourself up into this point. Don't be baited. Don't start sowing seed that are the opposite. Don't be moved by the conversation that you hear of old. What is it that you're trekking towards? What is it that you have decided? Have you decided that I only want to sow that which I want to reap? Not that I'm out here trying to give people back what they gave me. I'm doing tit for tat. My heart says tit for tat. My heart says make them suffer, make them squirm, make them go through the motions. Well, you have now begun to identify as the same thing as your oppressor. But when you choose to shift your heart and not be conformed to the way of greed or selfishness or all these different things, I'll do what I need to do by myself. And it's been tainted. What that song or what the heart of that song really was about was, God, whatever it is that you've given me to do, I'll go and I'll do it if I have to do it by myself, because many may not understand. So you will feel underappreciated. You will feel dishonored. You will feel like nobody gets it sometimes. But will you still choose to go? Will you still choose to grow? Will you still choose to be the conduit in this earth, to be the arms and the legs and the mouth of God in this earth? The disappointment you feel is because you expect other people to be at the same level or stage that you're in this growth process, and sometimes they're just not. Or they may be in a different area of life, but in this particular area where you're struggling, they may not be. Will you still go? Hey, Kiara, will you still go? Will you still go? And hear me right now. In this moment, I'm asking you, will you still go through this process to your wholeness? See, once you go through this process to your wholeness, everything else will begin to align. And you'll know, hey, when I step into this space, I'm going to have to sacrifice this. My obedience causes sacrifice in some area. But it ain't going to add no sorrow with it, because I don't feel no type of way about carrying out this thing. There is no pressure, because I'm living the truth of who I am. I'm living in that element. I'm not forced to. I don't feel like if I don't do it, God gonna be mad at me. Because free will really is free will. God don't have no agenda. God doesn't have a hidden agenda. It really is free will. And I'll love you whatever decision that you make. But I'm showing you who you are at the essence, at the core of yourself. And you're unfolding, and you're developing, and you're growing. And you can do so at your own pace. But the times where you choose not to grow, you're going to feel uncomfortable. The times when you feel like holding on to everything that is old, you're going to feel like you dragging. You're going to feel like life is kicking you and giving you the business. But when you allow the wholeness, a lot of what you're feeling today will disappear. When you resist the devil, he'll flee. He'll flee. The prayer, the time of silence, the time of just asking God for, listen, I don't want to act out, Lord. I don't want to turn my face to something that's going to cause my demise. So right now, I just need you to hold me in this space. Some of y'all are saying, God, I just need to feel your love. I just need to feel your presence. I know they say you everywhere at once. You hear all the time. You're the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. But right now, I don't feel it. And listen, the reason why you don't feel it is because, simply put, because you don't feel like you understand or can see what's about to go down. So you're in confusion and discombobulated. Disappointed because you build up all this hope over something. And God is saying no. Or just hold on. I told you I got this. I can see the whole picture. So when I say go left, I know why. If I say be still, I know why. If I say turn around and go the opposite direction, I know why. If I say no, not them, they can't go with you this way because I need them to go this way, I know why. So we're going to give it all tonight. And every single time you come on with me, we're going to do it again. And we're going to release whatever is there. And we're going to walk through this thing together, because even though you are your own unique expression and you may have to go your unique way on your path, you are still a part of a greater whole. So you are not alone. We have billions and billions of religions. Some people will say, no, we only have this certain amount and this specific. No, every person, every individual has the thing that they believe in religiously, whether they ever admit to it or not. And they may not call it the same thing that you call it. They may have a whole different, totally different name for it. But it is the God of our understanding that is calling for faith again in this hour. What do you understand about it? I need you to pull on that right now in this moment. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Get still. I feel a lot of movement. You here to be set free, but you're distracted by everything else. You're afraid. Last night, many of you were here last night and your chains were broken and you decided to walk right out of those chains, and you were met by lions. And you were met by another obstacle, and you were met by another idea or another a conversation with your adversary. And so just as easy as the weight was lifted last night, somebody put their chains back on. The option tonight is yours. The option tonight is yours. It's always a choice for you. Last night, the chains were broken and you just had to walk out of them. The cell, the doors to the cell were open. You just had to walk out. Tonight, you have to be the one to reach down and unlock your chains. God always provides a way of escape, but when he does, we don't always take it because we're afraid of what's on the other side. But tonight, you have to choose whether you're going to bend down and use the key that you have to unlock. Oh, Ramandio so Rebakata. Oh, Ramandio su Shotaman Socorreba. Oh, Ramandio so Rebachite. Oh, Ramandio so Reba. Sonamandio Kosutuku Rebakataya. God, we put our burdens all right here in the middle of the floor right now. Every burden, put it in the middle of the floor. Put it in the middle of the floor. That act like we are gathered around a fire right now. And like we're about to burn every burden up. But you got to unlock your own chains first tonight. I see some on your necks, your hands, your ankles. Some of y'all are chained up at the toe. So bound. And you've almost found your safety in being bound. So no matter what is attempted to help you get out of it, you always find your way right back into that space. It's okay. Love covers, love bears. Every time you show up, love's still going to be right there, present and saying, okay, you ready today? Okay, you ready today? Or moment to moment. Okay, you ready in this moment? So don't quit. Keep showing up. The decision is always going to be yours. So we lay down all the frustration, whatever it is your burden is, start putting it down in front of you. Frustration, put it down. Resentment, put it down. jealousy, envy, shame, disappointment, 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 disappointment in the people who didn't turn out to be what you thought they should. Right now, all you are concerned about or should be concerned about is becoming the person that you need to be. If the work is difficult for you, then more than likely it is difficult for your offender. You have to lay that down at some point. We got to lay it down. We have 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 to lay it down. Disappointment. I see tentative people sitting. And some of you put down disappointment just that once. But as many times as I said it, more than likely there are multiple things that you are disappointed with. People you are disappointed with. Feelings of inadequacy, put it out there. It's time to decompress. You've been suppressing things for so long. Your sirens have been going off for so long. Manso rebakata. Ko kumasata. Ko remandio kusutu rema. Put your backbiting and your gossiping out there. These are all actions and things from a heart that has either been broken or shattered. Dreams put on hold, hope deferred. So you begin to act out. You begin to act out. You know why I tuck in so easily in my little shell when I'm going through a thing or when I'm processing? Because in my heart, I don't want to bruise anybody with what I'm feeling. I deal with those shadows, those things, those feelings, those emotions the best way I know how. Because I don't want to become the offender now because I'm hurting. Because I can't see clearly. So I get silent. And sometimes the silence is louder for some. So I do my best to conversate as much as possible. But when I'm giving all of the burdens over, sometimes you have just got to be still and know. To be strengthened in that moment. Go ahead and put those burdens down. Keep putting them down in front of you. We're not throwing them in the fire yet. We're going to do that together. Put them down in front of you. Put them down in front of you. Victim mentality. Put them down in front of you. That thought that everything happened to me. So much so that we can't have empathy and realize that things have happened for all. You got to deal with what's in your heart so that you don't become the offender. That's one of the toughest things to do. It's all introspection first. Put it in front of you. Put self-righteousness in front of you. Put self-righteousness in front of you. Self-righteousness, put it there, put it there, put it there. That means you have deemed yourself to be so righteous to the point where everything around you and everybody around you gets judged on a regular basis. Now, I'm not talking about you addressing or being assertive about the things that you need. But when it becomes so much about you that you haven't even thought about what others may need, where you may have to bend or compromise or submit. We submit to one another in love. I mean, sometimes you just got to know it ain't about you. And when you are well balanced, you'll know the difference between the two. There is a time where you must go within. That's where the kingdom of God resides. And you must begin to really ask God to show you the truth in spirit and in truth. Who you are, what you need to see, how you need to move. But all from a place of absolute and total faith. In all thy ways acknowledge him. And he'll direct your path in all thy ways. In all thy ways. Put doubt down there in front of you. Put doubt in front of you. Doubt in front of you. Regret. I hear regret. I hear regret. Put regret in front of you. Regret. And I hear shame even louder now. I don't know if somebody else just came on or whether or not things are just coming up for you and I'm just calling them out as they come up. But shame is louder. That means something has happened or you made a decision and you're holding the shame of that decision. But if you continue to dwell on the shame of that decision, then you're going to continue to deal with the pain that comes along with that thought. Or you just can allow this unconditional love to burn it all up. Put the shame in front of you. We're sitting in our big circle, y'all. Taken from the practices of those who have come before us. See, everything ain't demonic. Yeah, we just judgmental as heck. We just look at other people's practices and automatically assume that it cannot be of God, because if it was, then God would have told us how to do that. Come on, y'all. Let's be real. God is way too big for you to keep boxing him. So put that in front of you, the limitations that you put on God, and then blame them. You put the limitations on God and then blame God for the outcome. But it was always our thinking, always our lack of faith. It's okay. Go ahead and put the burden down. Put the burdens down. Put the burdens down. Put the burdens down. Some of you are still mourning. That's a burden for you to put down. Grief is a process. You go through different motions. But when you do so healthily, then you can come to a place where you can get to acceptance. But you are still mourning. That means that you are allowing the grief, the pain, the agony, the anger of what you've lost, over what you've lost, to be the biggest thing in your life. It's almost like we look at God and we're like, we already know the cycle of life. We already know that life and death and all these things, it comes in circles and stages and seasons. But yet we still get angry when lifes. And we feel like God has just just jabbed us or something. It's like, God, you took away the one thing or the one person or the one situation that made me feel loved. And God is like, listen, I'm always. If your trust is in me, the wholeness, the allness, then you know that there's never any loss without gain. There's never any death without life. Put the burden in front of you. Put it in front of you. Put it in front of you. O remandio koso. Mansoko remandio sono. Put it in front of you. Fear the unknown. It has some of you so wrecked. The anxiety is not coming from just what people are saying. The anxiety for some of you is coming just simply from the fact that you are afraid of the unknown. You're anxious about what's to come. Put it in front of you. Put it in front of you. Put it in front of you. Yeta. Ndamandio sutukure mandio. Ah. Yes, yes. Lay the burdens down. Lay the burdens down. Lay the burdens down. Lay the burdens down. I need you to hear this and hear me well. If they were not a part of your life in the way that you thought they should, then they were not intended to be. I used to go through this tussle, when I was listening to everybody talk about their fathers and um and I think I shared this with y'all before. I didn't feel anything about my dad except for when I heard other people talk about him. See, when you're raised, when you start from birth with somebody, you go along and you live in the truth of what you learned and what you know. I had people around me who loved me. I had my mom, I had my siblings. I'm the youngest child out of a lot of kids. So everybody was already, older by the time I was born. And by the time I was able to even understand who they were, they were all my brother next to me and my father's side was, I think, 9 years older than me. I had a sister that was 7 years older than me. So all the way from there on up, like there's nobody right here at my age. And so that already allowed for a lonely life a little bit. I always felt like an only child of sort. And even when my older brothers would come to visit, or when I would visit with them, or my sisters and them would show up, I still always felt alone. My mom loved me and she did the best she could, but she had to go to work and she had to do other things. She left me with people sometimes because she had to go to work. Those people were not as nice to me as she was. Went through the motions. On top of that, feeling like I was always behind, feeling like I was slow or something. So when God started speaking wisdom thoughts through me, or prophetic messages, and giving me insight into people's lives and until the things that they needed to hear, it's easy to believe that you're not sufficient. When God starts revealing the fullness of who you are and the power that you possess within, it's easy to forget. So my dad, biological father, was a preacher, a pastor. He was a part of my grandfather's church, of course, all of his life. It was um, a lot of them. And so they had their own church back in the backwoods of Bloomingdale, Georgia. And so my grandfather was a bishop. My aunts, my uncles, evangelists, teachers, preachers. Um, a lot of dynamics. But my dad left, and for 30 something years before he passed away, he had pastored in a city that was just 2 hours away from where we used to live. And I remember when I started hearing everybody talk about him and the chatter and their opinions and their thoughts about who he was. And then I heard other people who gave great accolades and who were just so excited every time he came around, because he was a fireball preacher, walk the pews type preacher. He could sing, and eventually he got this little tremble in his voice, and it was still, something that you love to listen to and hear. And he was a great man. And that was in the eye of the beholder, depending on who you was talking to. But my family, my siblings, they had stories that I didn't. And so eventually I started to feel some type of way. Like, I hear everybody else talking about them. I don't really know what to say because I don't have as much experience as everybody else. And for a long time, in between my 14th and 21st birthday, I went through a lot of highs and lows in my thoughts and opinions about them, especially after some of the stories that I heard. I didn't know whether to like them or love them or respect them or not respect them. I didn't know what to do with it. And then I was like, man, he was so gifted, prophetic, and all these different things. And here I am feeling all lonely. Like, if he was around, wouldn't I feel less lonely? So I went through all of the motions in my mind just to have God give me this understanding and revelation at some point to say, could it just be that what he was, or what he went through in his life, or what he may have done or may have said was not meant for you? Blessings, LaMonica. I just thought about you. Wondered if you were going to jump on. Sending you big hugs. So I'm thinking, well, God, what you mean? Ain't he my daddy? Wasn't he supposed to be present? God said, well, did you lack love? Was there nobody? See, these are kind of questions that God asks when you choose to live in spirit and in truth. Because what you understand is everything that is happening in my life is happening because I am growing and developing into the fullness of who God needs me to be. So what I need for me may not be the thing that I think is the right thing. Could it be that some of these things that didn't happen were my protection? And could it be that some of the things that did happen, even though they felt like, oh, well, if God is so protecting me, then why did this happen? Why that? Because free will is still going to be free will. What people choose to do with their free will, and if they're allowed, if it's allowed in your life, then it's something about this situation, something about this incident, something about this circumstance that's meant to build you, that's meant to correct you even. Sometimes we come up against these things because we need to be corrected in our way of thinking in our heart. God wants to show us what's in our hearts while we're trying to judge everybody for what's in theirs. Could it be? Could it be that it wasn't for you to experience? Let's go ahead and lay those burdens down. Lay them down, all of them. All of them. The judgment that you had against your dad or your mom, your grandparents, your cousins. The judgment you had against your siblings, the judgment you had against people. Go ahead and throw it all right here in front of you right now. We finna allow the unconditional love of God that's gonna burn like this flame. I'm gonna throw it in there in a minute. Just lay them down. Lay them down. I know I'm walking this track slowly, but there are some people that are not gonna easily lay it down, and we're here to help bear the burdens of one another. Whatever it is that's difficult for you to lay down, whatever it is that's difficult for you to give up, we're waiting for you. When I listen to the chatter of people saying, oh, here she go again. Yeah, here I go again. Here I go again, choosing to stand in the gap for others who may not have strength enough for today. Yep, here I go again in your inbox while you giving me the cold shoulder, while you acting like I don't exist, and while you think I don't know that you're the one that's spreading some of the rumors. Yep, here I go again, still pouring out the love of God to you, because whatever that wound is pretty deep. But I don't have no space to judge it. It's the reason why I still will reach, because I have no room to judge you for the thoughts that you have. Jesus said it, Father, forgive them for they know not what they do. That has to be the prayer prayed, because the truth is anybody who's ever come up against me in opposition felt like it was the card they had to play. And I know this may be something that you feel like you cannot receive tonight, and it's okay. But what did that opposition show you? And I don't want to hear you say, well, they showed me to trust people for who they are. That sounds like venom to me. Did it show you what was in you? What did you do after they did what they did? Did you do the same thing to them? Are you still holding on to the pain and the regret of the past because people didn't measure up to your standard? When my biological father got ready, and you'll hear me say biological and bonus and all that because I had multiple dads. And see, these are the things that God began to make me look at. See, while this one wasn't there to raise you throughout the entirety of your life, because you didn't need to live in the same house with him, Shalonda. Because maybe that thing that you needed to learn along the way was meant to be your life lesson. And I didn't need him to give you the cheat sheet. I need you to endure. And this right here, this thing could have happened. Then that would have been your story. But it happened other places. But that just wasn't supposed to be my story. Did you become the very thing? Did you start talking about them bad? Do you make them look like they're the worst person to the whole world? Or is love governing you to the point where you begin to look and say, you know what, God, if there be anything in my heart that shouldn't be, oh, create in me that clean heart and renew that right spirit within me? Or has it always been outward projection? Has it always been somebody else's fault? Or are you the person that turns the weapon that was formed against you? Did you take the weapon out of their hands and use it on yourself? Come on, y'all laying these burdens down? Are y'all laying them down? Are y'all laying them down? Koreman kataman sokoreman diakotu. Shetaman sokoreman diakotu. He lived 2 hours away. And in my process of forgiveness work, he was the easiest person to forgive. He was the easiest person to forgive. Sitting there having that conversation with him, asking him those questions, having him give me a real answer. See, I could have took his answer and judged it, ripped it apart. But I refused to take the weapon that was meant to take me out and use it on myself. Unforgiveness is a weapon used by the adversary. Resentment, disappointment, shame, all weapons used. So I released it. My bonus father was an alcoholic the whole beginning part of my life. He was in my life since I was 2 years old. He was an alcoholic the whole first part of my life. See, just because I didn't live with my biological father who was an alcoholic and go through some of the things that my older siblings went through doesn't mean that I didn't have anything to endure. You understand what I'm saying? So I still had to endure some things, but guess what? It was my mama who had to listen to the yelling and the screaming or go through the motions. As you begin to do your forgiveness work, God begins to show you some things, and you are no longer the victim in every story. Feels like it. Feels like it sometimes. But then it began to cause compassion to stir up in my heart. Because he took me back to the nights where my bonus father was crying out, and it's what they would call his demons. He was fighting with his demons when he was drunk. When they was caught bringing him in the house, pissy drunk at the hours, and he was so drunk he was unconscious. And God began to show me even then, as mad as I used to get, and as much as I used to pray, like, God, is this supposed to be the case? And that venom in your heart that caused you to pray some really, 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 really negative things. God knows, he knows when to respond and when not to. Because God knows if everybody that we ever felt like was wrong or bad, all the wishing and the hoping and the praying that we did, all the negative stuff we was praying against their life, if God had allowed it to happen, then they would not have had the opportunity to realize the strength and the love and the forgiveness of God. So when my bonus father was dying, when my biological father was dying, I was right there. When Big Sam was passing away, another one of my bonus fathers, I was able to see him before his transition. With my bonus dad, I was able literally to help him cleanse his heart of a grudge that he had held so long, y'all. The other person was dead and gone, and he was still holding on to the pain of what happened. And I was able to walk him through that, getting that unforgiveness out of his heart. With my biological father, I was able to sit at his bedside my birthday night, reconcile some things within my heart, and just be present. I couldn't harp on the fact that he wasn't there all the time. I couldn't harp on the fact that he was 2 hours away and I didn't see him except for when my mama took me to his revivals. I couldn't harp on those things because I wouldn't have been able to show him the love of God in the last days of his life. I wasn't harping on the fact that my bonus dad was an alcoholic growing up. No, I began to see him for the man that showed up every single time that my mama needed him to show up for me. Even when they were not together in a relationship, he still showed up for me. And in the 30-something years that he was a part of the Elks Lodge and running the fairgrounds and all of that, nobody in either one of those places knew that I wasn't his biological daughter except for maybe one or two people. And that's just so because they've been in his life longer than I was born. Y'all, when we are so clouded with these burdens, we can't see clearly to the blessing of the Lord in our life. Lay those burdens. Blessings, Queen Amelia. Lay those burdens. Lay those burdens. We're gathered around our fire, y'all. For those of y'all who are just joining us, and if you don't know me, I'm Apostle Shalonda Treasure, and I'm just here to help lift your burdens. We're doing it together. To bear the burdens of one another is to fulfill the law of Christ. Every bit of healing that Jesus did in this world was so that he can help bear the burden. But the question, will thou be made whole, was very, very real. Because it can't be forced. So I can't make you lay these burdens down. And I can't make you look at life from a different perspective. And I can't make you want to get to know yourself better. But I'm just here to offer you the opportunity. Not to stand there holding your burden alone. So lay it all out, lay it all out, lay it all out. We done laid down so many things. Some of you had to reach down and unlock your own chains tonight. But lay it all there in front of you. Lay it all down in front. Lay it all down in front. Now, we're about to do something else because sometimes we think, oh, we just going to lay them down there. We're going to throw them in this fire and that's going to be that. No, you got to prepare yourself for this because the truth is some of you still haven't laid every burden down. You're afraid to part ways with it. It's the thing that's kept you company for most of your life. And so you're having a hard time departing. So I'm going to give you a few minutes. Make your decision. And I want you who are ready to just get positioned. Let's lift them up. Those who are having a hard time laying the burden down. Take your mind off of yourself for just a second and put your heart in a place that says, God, whatever it is that they need to be free from, give them the strength, give them the courage right now in this moment to lay it down, that their life may be whole and complete. And that they shall see the joy of the Lord. They shall see the goodness of the Lord. They shall see dreams come to pass, prayers answered. Basora bakata. We're holding you up. We're holding you up. We're holding you up. Basora makata. I see tears. I see overwhelm. I see the one that thinks that they'll never amount to anything. I see the one that thinks that, you know what, I've done this before. I've been to the altars. I've purged. I did all these different things that they told me to do to be free. And I still feel like I'm in bondage. And that's because you haven't gotten to the place yet where you are able to be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And you can't be transformed by the renewing of your mind because you're still holding on to the things of the past. See, even going to the altar, you had to be willing to give up the thing. It can't be forced. And that's been the issue. We've been going to altars where we've been forced to try to give up something. And when you're forced to give it up, it doesn't remain or it doesn't stay away. It comes back. And it comes back with what? 7 more powerful than itself, right? So you're not giving it up willingly. You're being forced to give it up, and so therefore you kind of just wandering around, and then it just finds you again, and it says, "Hey, party over here. Let's go make our bed in this mind. Let's cause hell in this space." But when you go willingly, just like when you're sitting around this fire with me right now, when you do so willingly, then immediately after, you're ready to be poured back into with something that builds you and lifts you, replaces the old with the new. When you are born again, salvation, whatever you want to call it, that's an everyday occurrence if you choose. Being free every moment of every day. When you do it, when you choose, then God will send what you need. He will send the answer. He'll send the way of escape. He'll give you strength to get the hard answer. Some of y'all are going to breathe so deep tonight, and you're going to feel it. You're going to feel your lungs clear. You're going to feel your mind clear. The fog is going to go. And you're going to understand what it means to really be the captive that is set free. Shona man socorre bagata. Gore mandio su shendiaba. Kaya mandio sore mandios. Shora mandio kosu. Lay it down, lay it down, lay it down, lay it down. Lay it down. Forgive them. Forgive them. Come on, lay this burden down. Lay it down. Lay it down. Lay it down. It's a serious moment. If it wasn't, I would have had a song to sing just now. But it's a serious moment. Lay it down. Masoremandios. Goremandio korebasati. Some of you are going to wake up in the morning and you're going to know exactly what call you need to make. Yep. Some of you are going to wake up in the morning and you're not going to have to make the call because the call is going to come to you or the email is going to come to you. Some of you are going to wake up in the morning and just feel totally light. Do not walk around with the deception that the adversary will never show back up again. But do have the assurance that you are well equipped with every tool you need. You are well equipped with every solution. You trust that as you need, God's going to send. As you need, God's going to send. No, as a matter of fact, you're absolutely sure that everything that you need, desire, or whatever is already there. You just have to come into agreement with it so that it can be made manifest. You're going to wake up with new eyes. You're going to wake up being able to see perspective a whole lot different than before. Because if you connected to me at all, it's because something in your love walk wants to grow. And because you need perspective or wisdom of some kind, insight of some kind. I just heard Annie in my mind singing "The Sun Will Come Out Tomorrow." And that's only talking about time the way we understand it. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy come in the morning. That's what we're talking about right now. But it can only come out if you tell it to. If you allow it. See, this thing right here is kind of like the sun is always shining, but depending on where you are is how you're going to see it. depending on what direction you're riding towards. You got all your stuff in front of you, all the weights, all the burdens, all the regret, all the resentment, all the shame, all the guilt, all the feelings of inadequacy, unworthiness. Nobody's ever going to love me like that again. I hear that in the spirit realm. Nobody's ever going to love me like they did. You're still mourning, not just grieving, but you're mourning. And so therefore you put God inside this box to say that nothing else or no one else could ever do this again. And so you've been right all of this time. Every situation, every relationship that you get in, it seems not to work. That's because you keep holding them up to be something else that is carnal. We're all temporary in this particular avatar. Doesn't mean that you don't create bonds and create memories and all of that, but you do so with the understanding that things will shift, things will change, people will come, people will go. I will come, I will go. You gotta say that about yourself. We understand that. But when we put God in such a box as to think that the best thing has already happened in our lives, then we're going to be stuck in that loop for a very long time until we decide to be free. The best. Ariel, blessings to you. So we're about to put it all in the fire, y'all. Are y'all ready? Where 2 or 3 are gathered. See, God is ever present. God is never in absence. But when I add my faith with yours and you add your faith in with everyone else's, then what we're saying right now is not that we are all so strong on our own that we never need anyone else. But what we're saying right now in this moment is love bind us together in a way that everything that we have laid before us, that we'll see that enemy no more. And when it begins to raise its head, we'll draw on every tool and every bit of strength that we have on the inside of us. We'll draw on the practice that we have in our lives, and we'll look for the love in it, and we'll work it, and we'll walk right into freedom, right into liberty. So we're going to add our faith. We're going to lock arms. And right now, we're just simply going to believe that every individual sitting around this fire with us is absolutely free. And so when we throw all these things, and yeah, you're going to see yourself physically picking up this stuff and throwing it into the fire, picking it up and being free, picking it up and saying, you know what, goodbye to you. You're not going to disrupt my life anymore. All things are permissible for me, but I will not be overtaken by anything. That power, that same power that raised Christ Joshua, that same mind that be in him is also in you, in you, in you, in you. And you're not waiting for somebody else to bring it. You're just going to speak to it so that it can awaken even in this very moment. Listen, let me tell y'all how we really going to do this thing. Yes, God, I hear you. In this moment, you are tapping into the unconditional love of God. You are the manifestation of love in the earth as a unique expression called you. And so what we are going to do tonight is understand the oneness, the unity that is in love. And so we ain't just going to pick up our own burdens around this fire. We about to come pick up each other's. Yeah, we about to be selfless. In other words, I already laid my stuff down. I don't need to pick them up and throw them in the fire too. We're going to do it for each other. So I want you in your heart and in your mind, see yourself gathered. We're around this fire. This fire is unconditional love. Perfect love casts out fear. And so everything that needs to be gone is going to be gone. And we're going to pick up each other's burdens and we're going to throw it into this fire. And we are going to celebrate chains broken, Minds freed, fog gone. Resentment, pain, disappointment lifted, gone. Set to remando kosaya. Shamanso. Ora manse abayo. Ora maya boso rebakata. Shikataya manso ko remandio kotu. Shele mendio kosutu remandia kata. Ayamansiki. Ko remandio koso. Lekashaya mandio kotu. Who remandio kosaya. Mansoko remandio kosia. Build yourself up. You ain't even worrying about your own burdens anymore. Now you're just gonna take that love that's it. Listen, it's in each and every love is our essence. We're pulling on it right now. We're not judging a person's situation. We're not trying to figure out whether or not they did something wrong and what it is they need to be forgiven for it. We're not looking around trying to peep to see what it is that we can see to call somebody on. Nope. Eyes on the fire. Pick up, listen. Pick it up. Go to your neighbor right now in this circle of love. Go to your neighbor. Go to the city that they may live in. Come on. Whatever it is that comes to your spirit right now. They may be in Georgia. They may be in Virginia. They may be in New York. They may be in whatever place you can think of. They could be in another country. Florida, California. Come on. Michigan, South Carolina, North Carolina, Alabama. Come on, wherever they are, go there. Let's 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 go there. That which we do for another, God shall also do for us. And in this moment, we are going to know and understand what it means to love each other. Love your neighbor as yourself. You can continue to think about your woes if you want to, but right now I'm trying to get you to sow seed that you've never sown before, or the seed that you've been afraid to sow. You've been afraid to go help somebody else with their burden because I got problems of my own. Yes, but what you sow, you shall reap. And if you selfish, you won't always feel like you're carrying the weight by yourself. Take your mind off of your stuff right now in this moment. We're picking up the neighbor's stuff and we're putting it in the fire. Let's go. Y'all start picking it up, 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 picking it up. Pick a name on this screen. If you see in the comments where you are, if there are any comments where you are, just pick a name and just say, God, I'm helping them bear their burdens today. We're throwing it into the fire of unconditional love. This thing will no longer hurt their life. This thing will no longer cause them to feel as if they are alone. This thing will never make them feel as if they are not adequate enough. That dream, that vision they have is going to come to pass because this thing is not holding them bound anymore. Yoke is easy. Burden is light. Chains being released. Come on. Hallelujah. Fog lips. Pick up, pick up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Throw it in the fire. Throw it in the fire. Man socorre bandia si. I hear God say that as those burdens melt down, He is repurposing those things that you consider to be a burden. Some of you will find your liberation as to how to write that story. Some of you will find the healing that you need to be able to make that contact. God, I give you glory. Aman socorre mandiose. Sure. You're not going into these situations expecting other people to change. What you're saying is, God, everything that I laid down, I don't want it anymore. Everything that my neighbor has laid down, I don't want that for them anymore. What I want, oh God, is for you to be able to make manifest everything that our hearts desire because we got room now. Shetamansoremandioko. Sayamandioko suku rebash. So remandioko so. Mandioko remandioko sutugu remandioko sa. Blesses Danielle. Oh remandioko su rema. Throw them in the fire. Being repurposed. Melt it down. There's value in what you've gone through. There's value in what you decided tonight to overcome. Hallelujah. Mansorebakataya. Now, this may seem strange to some of y'all, and some of you, you may not want to do it. But in your heart of hearts and your mind right now, I want you to dance around the fire. I told you we picking it up. Everything that people did as an honor unto God, you may not understand it, but in the moment, you better catch it. We are dancing. David danced out of his clothes. We preach about David all the time, but we listen, there were strange things that they did to show their devotion and their love and their honor towards God. Dance, whether you shout, whether you're doing whatever it is that you're doing, whatever dance you know how to do right now, dance in victory. Dance for the person sitting next to you. Dance for the person that you covered. Dance, 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 dance. The answer to their prayer. Pray for that right now. Allow it to come out of your mouth. God, grant them the desire of their heart as they delight themselves in you tonight. Oh, great I am, manifest. You are. You are. You are. You are all abundance. You are all prosperity. You are all wealth. You are all riches. You are all. You are all faithfulness. You are all loyalty. You are all wisdom. You are all joy. You are all peace. It's already in you. This is just watering to your seed. It's already there. It's already there. The answer is already there. The favor is already there. The understanding you seek is already there. The strength you need is already there. It's already there. It's already there. It's already there. Oh God. Kamanso remandiokos. Shotamanso. Oh remandiamansiki. And see, right now, while we're sitting in this space and standing in this space and dancing around this space together, you ain't got to do it like you would do it trying to be this perfect picture in front of other people. You get to dance how you want to dance in this space. Shoo. Tana mansoko rebayash. Koremandioso. When you're ready to be still, be still. This is the moment where you simply receive. Burden lifted. Old things have passed away. Behold, all things are become new. They are become new. Are become new. Like right now, in this moment, they are new. They are new. They are new. Oh, Ramanda. With the feelings of nauseousness, allow it to take its course. Manso Rebakata. Oh, Remandioso. You are accepted. You are loved so much that he gave you choice. You're not in bondage unless you choose to be. And up until this point, you did the best that you could with what you had. It is well. It is well. It is well. It is well. Everybody here should be receiving right now. Everybody should be receiving right now. You're not here because you have something that you need to say, just receive in this moment. Mansokoraba. Oremandioso. Aramandios. Shalamandiosoraba. Unexpected news. It's going to lift your spirits. Unexpected news. I know your dreams seem to be on hold. Hope has been deferred, has made your heart sick because you haven't received what you believe you were supposed to. But tonight your liberation has come. Do not return back to the negative thoughts. Do not return back to the negative thoughts. Do not allow yourself to get sucked back into that space. May your hope be revived. Mansoremandio. Koremandio soremandia kata. For some of you, it feels like a heavy weight has been lifted, so you feel a little naked. For some of you, you feel light as a feather. For some of you, you just feel so much joy. For some of you, the praise won't stop coming out of your mouth. And there is yet the one that stands in the background thinking, was that supposed to work for me? Just be present. And keep allowing yourself to go through the motions. Engage fully. And as your faith is being shattered because of many experiences, just keep showing up. Let us pour the love. Let us be connected. Let us wish the best for all. Your strength is here. And if you pay attention, there's a little bit more strength in you than it was yesterday. When you decided to be whole, when you decided to give yourself to God in some way, you may have thought that that was supposed to take it all away. That's really the start of the journey. That's when some things have to come up and out. Some things you got to stand assertive in. Nope, this is what God said about me. This is what I'm going to believe no matter what. You're going to go through motions, but that's why you stay connected the best you can in this season. And even if it's only for a season, I've come to learn that I myself am a revolving door for people. What some people may call a wait station. People have so many different names and descriptions about what it is that God has given me to do in this earth, but it's okay. If you can go on just a little while longer, and if we keep putting this love out here in the earth, then there'll always be somebody at the next exit or the next rest stop for you so you can fill up again. And God is making you stronger so that you can be that with others who are enduring something similar to what you're enduring right now. Despite the narrative that you've been fed to only think about you, yourself, and yours, that's been a part of the block. May the peace of God that surpasses all understanding be your portion. May the absolute unconditional love of God become more and more real to you every day. See, some may think that, hey, Apostle, are you down? We don't want to see you like this or that. I can have every single experience that I'm having because of that unconditional love. It doesn't judge me, no matter what space I'm in. It doesn't judge me, no matter what space I'm in. It allows me to process. It knows where I am in my stages. And I trust it. My mind stays on the bounce back. My mind stays on the fact that there is another outcome. It is well. It's a new horizon. That sounds real beautiful, Jayana, because I can see it. Who loves looking over the horizon? Who loves looking at the sunset or the sunrise? Who loves watching the colors mingle together? It's such a beautiful landscape because God is just beautiful. Sometimes I'm listening to others explain their area of expertise, those who have studied quantum physics and psychology, how the mind works, philosophies of all sorts from all different people. It's so wonderful to listen to the brilliance of God spill out through others. Those of us who have more spiritual gifts, it doesn't discount the gifts that are in others. And those of us who have more logical or analytical ways of doing things, your power is no greater than those that are of the spiritual. We just all have to bring it together. Be what we need to be to those who need it. It's beautiful. Everything about God is absolutely beautiful. So when I'm listening, some of it I can understand, some of it I'm not able to understand. It's not how my brain is wired. I understand to the extent that God allows me to. I study what He tells me to study at the time so I can give what I need to give. That's how I'm wired. But to listen to the brilliance that spills through another should never make me feel intimidated. It should always just make me give more and more glory to God. It's beauty. So look out and see your dawning of a brand new day. Seramandiokos. Shantamanso. And I hear God say this to some of you. This adversarial conversation we've been having, and you want to keep looking on the outside of you for the devil. You make everybody else the devil, but it's your own consciousness that's your adversary. See, nobody can't penetrate you with anything that you don't accept. And yes, there are some things that are forced. But even in that, once it is, you get to decide whether you're going to keep it or not. You're fighting yourself. Some of your bruises and scars don't have anything to do with what happened in your past. It has everything to do with what you keep allowing right now. It's almost like I see, the baseball thing that shoots out the balls for the batter to practice their swing. And it's like I can see some of you just standing there letting the balls hit you in the face, in the chest, in the stomach. And it hits you all over your body. You're bruising yourself. You're bruising yourself. Release that. Take a deep breath in. It's blooming season. It's blooming season. It's a beautiful time. And yet there are still those with allergies that will still be affected with something that feels like an enemy, even in the season of blossoming, of blooming. Get the support you need and weather through this season. If there's anybody who wants to give tonight, the link is there. It's pinned. This is an opportunity for you to sow, to give, to do unto others. And what you make happen for others, God will also increase. See, I think somebody taught us, and this is a part of why some people are afraid to give love offerings or donations or whatever. But we kind of been taught that, when you give, you're giving to God for God, and the truth is you are. But let's go ahead and help you understand this narrative. When God gave principles about giving and sowing and things like that to each group of people, whoever they were, everybody had a system of how to sow, how to be a community, how to give, how to honor. And so God helped us to understand it as a principle of love. It's a principle of love to see to the needs of others. We bear the burdens of one another. So the vessels that have come before you, like if you were going to a church or you were a part of these organizations, say for instance, you were a part of a sorority or any of those things that you did to convene with those that you had something in common with. Sometimes you had fees to pay with that particular organization, or if you went to church, you had the tithe and offering, of course, 10%. If every person in the church gives 10%, then the leader, the person who's pouring into you, is getting a portion from each person. It makes perfect sense once you start looking at it from the perspective of, hey, we eat at a restaurant, you pay your portion. The restaurant can keep going. But when people made it seem like it was, it was just, you giving it unto God. God is spirit. He don't need our money. It's our system. Money answers all things in our system. God doesn't need it. But because God is, and now we're talking about, in that sense of the word, I'm talking about the great allness. But now look at God as the individual expressions of each and every person. When you give to the vessel that pours into you, or you give to the person who does your hair, or you give to the person that cuts your hair, you give to the person that feeds you, or you give to the person that gives you the car, you give whatever it is that you distribute out to the person who has poured something into you or given unto you. You are just showing honor one to another. You're just saying, hey, I care about your livelihood too. And in that way, you are giving unto God as the unique expression of all that live. Again, we are the answer to each other's prayers, right? If you have a business, if nobody comes and gets your service and exchanges or barters with you for money, then what do you have to pay your bills with? While we're waiting for the miracles to take place or God to send down some things from the sky, He does these things through us. And so it's really not as complicated. I'm going to do a teaching soon about how to show honor without making idols. Because I think that sometimes we get afraid that we're going to create an idol out of our leaders and all of those different things. Our leaders are just the guide, the person that has the strength in that area to help to guide you through as you get strengthened. And so when we can respect and honor each other in that way, things will change. But we don't have to make an idol out of anything. I will not be overtaken by anything. That means nothing. When you give honor where honor is due, that shouldn't take no sweat off of your back. And if it does, it's because you still have some blockages. And it's okay to tell God, hey, I need you to renew my mind in this area because, I was broken. This thing right here hurt me. They manipulated me for this, or they used me for that. And you're still carrying around the weight of that burden. And you got to heal that, because you're not just blocking what you give to this person in exchange, but you're blocking for yourself, because we sow in order to reap. And that's in everything. We give in order to get. Giving comes first. So as I pour out freely on whatever platform you find me on, if I put out an inspired chat or a new program or any of those things, and you are blessed by it or you want to engage in it, give freely. If we're live and I'm saying something that resonates with you, give freely. Because when you do so without grudge, when you do so from a place in your heart that says, God, I value what you've placed in my life at this time for me to be strengthened, then you'll begin to see those things begin to double back to you over and over and over again in different ways. And so be strengthened tonight. Be strengthened tonight. Be encouraged tonight. Take everything that you've received in this space and hold it dear. And trust that the love of God does not change. And it's the safest place for you to feel naked and unashamed. So I pray that all is well for each and every one of you. I don't see anything to cover right now, but I'll cover each and every one of you, that there shall be increase and overflow in your world, and that what you need will be made manifest in the days to come. Be strengthened. Be strengthened. Tomorrow is day 100. We are on day 99. And I'm grateful for the ability. It showed me something, a few things. One, that I'm random and I'm always going to be forever random. And I'm okay with that. So you got to kind of just be connected. You know, if you're not already connected on my social medias, you're not already connected to the coffee sites, then get connected. Because you just kind of never know when I'm going to pop up or when I'm going to do something. Tomorrow I will announce anything that will be a consistent thing from this day forward, like the day of the week. I know for sure Thursdays, I believe, is for YouTube, or for just me, for me to go live with prayer and flow on Thursday nights on this platform mostly. But be subscribed to all of them because you just never know. Instagram is going to be seeing more of me, where that's the location for me to pray for celebrities and those who people think are covered. You know, we have a very, very reckless heart and mind towards the people that we don't agree with. And we are the ones literally that are their adversaries, and we don't even realize it. See, we're their adversaries because we think we right. We self-righteous. But there are things, you know, that just so happens to be their arena, their domain, where they thrive, living as their authentic selves. But there are still people who are very insecure and very sad. They're using their gifts, but they don't feel loved. They don't feel accepted. So we're going to go over there and just give some insight and guidance and pray and hold them up in love the same way that we do here. God is no respecter of persons. And so we're going to be where God tells us to be. But we'll announce those things tomorrow night. I don't know if anybody noticed, but for the last 10 days or so, or 11 days, he had me to go live at 9. And sometimes it might be a little bit after 9, but we were around that 9 o'clock space. And so I think that was purposeful as well. That'll probably be the time on Thursdays. But again, I'll let you know everything that is tomorrow. Bless you, Jayana. I see your seed. And for the sacrifice, I pray that not only does it triple, but that it is returned back to you 100-fold. That the month of April is a month where you really do see the blooming happening in your life, where you get that second wind, not just tomorrow, but tonight, second wind. Take that deep breath, blow it all out, and begin to feel alive again. I hear God say to you, Jayana, to I don't know if you have some schools around, like a dance school or something like that, where you can just go once a week or something like that to just do a dance class, or whether or not you yourself does some type of creative expression with dance, or which in the areas that you are already creative. Um, Begin to find a place where you can do this to help people to release some of their burdens. Whether it's a craft class, whether or not tonight we're gonna get together, y'all, and we just gonna dance around, move around. We're gonna do some Zumba. We're gonna do some, you know what I mean? I don't know. Where them fans at? You put them boots to the floor or something, whatever it is. Um, I think Taisha is going to be doing. Yeah, I think Nadia, are you here? Because I think Taisha is going to be doing a boots to the floor type of thing. And if you're in that area, then you might want to tap into Taisha and Brian and get some updates on what she'll be doing and tap in. But yes, Jayana, do something with creative expression. God is awakening everything that's in you. Despise none of your parts because they come from others. He's going to help you to understand them better by allowing you to explore yourself. And so this is a season of awakening for you. So you need to have all your tools in place so you can pull them out at will. But you are creative. So God says create, express. And that'll get a lot of the things and the pressure that's on your shoulders and on your back. It'll bring a lot of that up and out. And it is so. Hallelujah. Many blessings. I love you much.